Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. So let's look at two quick things here. First of all, S&Ps. Um, Initially this morning they took out last week's low and it looked like it was the end of the world. Of course, this is a classic move by the algos to rip out all of the stops for people that got long here. So once they did that, they were able to kind of rip it higher. So the question is, from here, then did we form a W bottom and we could actually see a bigger rally, or are we just going to continue puking? So there's obviously a lot of different movements in stocks right now. So if we take a look at Facebook here continues to face distribution. Yes, it did rally today, but of course the distribution in this thing has just been relentless. You know, here we are back back at the April lows, and actually even back or back at the February lows. You know, that whole process. And then if we take a look at some other stocks, though, like Walmart, Walmart here acts fantastic. This is a stock that we got long today in the room, or added to. Apple acts fantastic, another stock we're long here. So you got two huge stocks here that are actually doing okay. And so, so the question is, in terms of money flow, what's going on? Well, one thing today was energy. So oil today got hit. Energy is a big sector, down over 1.88%. So that was big. And then financials here continued to be under pressure. So you got a couple of big sectors here that are just getting into distribution. And then you got other stocks that just don't care. So in a situation like this, what I like to do is have longs in the stocks that are showing signs that they don't care. So we're long ENDP, we're long Walmart, we're long Apple. And then look for opportunities to kind of get in on the next short opportunity in terms of the markets as it's trying to figure out what it wants to do. All right, so got a couple of questions from people that have been trying out our Simpler Edge tool. And what this is, it just shows data that's a little behind the curtain of the things that you normally see on your quote screen, i.e. this is stuff that you won't see on your charting platform. You can't actually get it anywhere else on the internet. And this is the stuff that institutions pay for. They pay a very high fee just to understand what is going on behind the scenes on a lot of key stocks. So what you can do is, when you look at this and you log in, a couple people today were asking, well, what do you do? Where's the data? So you just look at the date right here. You'll see that on the 23rd, we had an update on Tesla. And then you can see on the 22nd, we had an update here, we had an update here, and we had an update here. Okay, so it's every day there can be multiple updates, just depending on what's going on. So for example, we got the largest U.S. short interest watch list was released here on the 22nd. And again, remember here, and then you just click on this for read more. And then what'll happen is then that's going to bring up this page, and then you just have to know where to find the data. Now what'll typically happen is you may see a video from myself or Allison or Danielle at the top where we actually just kind of go in and explain kind of what's going on. You won't necessarily see one all the time, but if we do have a take on it, we will. But then all you got to do is scroll down, and then when you scroll down, you're going to see these links. Okay, and this link, it says Simpler Trading Top Short Interest Watch List, and then 2-week earnings. All right, and so if you click on that, these are sortable spreadsheets. And now as time goes on, our delivery will improve. At this point, we just want to get you the data. This is data that no retail trader on the planet has access to. So when you click on it, now you're going to see, it's like, okay, gosh, what does this mean? What is the top short interest? And you can actually see the list of symbols here, and it shows you in terms of like dollars. It's like, wow, Alibaba has $15 billion of shares that are short. Okay. If you look at Facebook, this is one we're seeing a continue to increase. This is one where, now guess what? Just because hedge funds are shorting something, a lot of times you might think, oh, high short interest, right? That means it's going to go up on a short squeeze. No, 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 no. A lot of the stuff is because they are right. Now this is one I think where they're wrong. So there's a couple of things on this that I want to look at here, and you can kind of see that's like, okay, you got 18%, and this is more updated than what we have. Okay, if more updated than what we have in our scanner. But if you go and you look at you know, the amount of dollars here that are at stake and everything like that, then what I like to do is, then let's just go look at the price chart here. So if we look at this, we can see that, of course, we had a nice trade on this when there was a squeeze, and we caught a really nice move on this. And then once the trade was over, some news kind of came out and kind of flattened it. Well, now the short interest is increased again. And so when I see something like this, then it's like, okay, then when I see, so a lot of times when you see high short interest like this, and you've got stacked moving averages and a squeeze, you are looking for a short squeeze, right? In all other situations, you're looking for the hedge funds to be right. So if it does, take out a key low, you can see here that the selling accelerates like that. But then when you kind of get down here and you start looking for some potential buy signals, there is the potential we could get a high, short covering rally, et cetera, et cetera. But what's happening is that data, we're seeing it change all the time. And as over time you get used to seeing it, it's like, oh, okay, now this is what I do with it. Well, Facebook is also one where they continue to pile on, all right? And again, unlike when LGND was up there and consolidating, Facebook is just the opposite. It's just continuing to fall. And so what's under pressure here are the longs who keep thinking it's going to come back. And instead, the hedge funds continue to pile on short. Guess what? That adds more fuel to the downside, all right? All right, so if we go on to the one we talked about today, which was for Tesla, again, just click on Read More. And what will happen is when you click on that, you'll see, again, if there's a video there, this time Allison, she'll kind of tell you a little bit about what she's seeing and doing with it. But then you can come to here and see and actually dig into this update and just say, okay, well, what's going on here with Tesla? Well, we can see that, today obviously it had a good move. The stock had a good move higher, up over 6%, and we can see that. Of course, the short interest there is 26%. But what gets interesting is you can see that funds essentially lost $533 million today on this. All right, so that's going to get them a little nervous. Now, since August 7th, mark to market, they're up $2 billion. All right, so they were up $2.5 billion. Now they're up only $2 billion. At some point, think about it. People get nervous. The funds will get nervous, and they want to lock in their profits. All right. And so that's some of the stuff there where I think it's fascinating, because guess what? What I've found is that when this market, if something was up $2.5 billion and it's just getting hammered, what happens is they actually start covering so that their open profits don't turn into a loss. All right, that's the kind of stuff where it's like, okay, we just don't know that looking at the chart. But when you look at this kind of data, you can kind of dig in there and see it. So there's all kinds of great stuff like this coming out, just on a regular daily basis. So if you are interested in checking this out, if you haven't tried it already, you can try a 14-day trial for only $1. After that, it's $97 a month. That's a charter rate. When we get through this is going to be offered at $297 a month. So this is a way, just kind of we wanted to offer as a special kind of a discount to our members. Then S3, the guys that are providing this data, are going to do it's essentially a bigger launch with a higher rate, but this way we can kind of lock in the price. If you go to simplertrading.com/edge, you'll see this. You can sign up and then just start looking at the raw data. We're getting it every day, including breaking news. And then what will be happening is that myself and some of the other traders here will also be going through and just kind of showing you how to use it. This is what you look for. This is how you kind of use this data, which is not available anywhere else, and create actionable intelligence and trading ideas, which is great. I mean, literally, it's information that is not available anywhere else. All right. Hope it helps. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.